Another blow for Barcelona. Dani Olmo, one of the most promising pieces in Hansi Flick's tactical puzzle, has just suffered a new setback during Spain's training session. And yes, this could change everything for Barcelona's midfield. With Gavi still out long-term, losing Olmo now means Flick's tactical plan could collapse before it even starts. But the real question is, how serious is it? According to Marca, Spanish midfielder Dani Olmo was forced to leave training after taking a hit to his calf. Not only a blow for Luis de la Fuente, but also a major concern for Barca. He's expected to undergo medical tests later this Friday afternoon to determine the extent of the injury. Dani trained all week, but he arrived a bit tired and with some discomfort. Today he trained for only 15 minutes and didn't feel comfortable, so we asked him to stop. He went for some tests and the medical staff will provide more information. As for the rest of the players, they're in excellent condition. I deeply regret any player's injury. I've said it many times, it's the ugly side of football. It's a risk we must accept because the game has this painful side. We'll wait for the medical report to see how Dani is doing in particular. It hurts me even more because I've known him for a long time and admire him a lot, just like the other players. However, I have a deeper relationship with some of them, and Dani is one of those. I know how committed he is to the national team, so his injury hits me even harder. Whether the injured player belongs to one club or another, it's just a temporary circumstance that happens in football. I hope no one gets injured, and when a player from your club does, I feel the same pain, because in the end, we all love these players and wish them the best, said De La Fuente. The 27-year-old midfielder was unable to complete the session before the match against Georgia, and medical tests have confirmed the issue. As a result, he's ruled out of Spain's matches against Georgia and Bulgaria. Dani Olmo will not be able to face Georgia in Elche or Bulgaria in Valladolid due to injury. The player arrived at the national team camp on Monday showing signs of muscle fatigue, as reported by FC Barcelona, the Spanish FA said in a statement. Since then, his symptoms have gradually improved with treatment and load adjustment. However, today he was only scheduled to complete part of the planned session, during which he reported muscle discomfort in his left leg. Therefore, further tests were carried out and a muscular injury was diagnosed, which has been communicated to FC Barcelona's medical staff. The player will begin his recovery while remaining in the national team camp and will return to Barcelona tomorrow when the rest of the squad travels to Elche to face Georgia. Sources close to the player revealed that it's the same area that sidelined him at the start of the season. This is bad news for Hansi Flick. Olmo had been becoming a key figure in Flick's tactical system, naturally rotating between midfield and attack, linking up with Lewandowski, Ferran Torres and Rashford. Even if he's not at his best, he's the type of player who can make a difference between the lines, someone who can regain confidence and become lethal again in attack. But now, that seems distant. Without him, Barcelona loses flexibility and creativity in tight spaces. And let's be honest, the midfield depth is not the same anymore. Gavi is injured, Fermin Lopez is also out, Marc Casado is not yet 100%, and Bernal is coming off a serious injury. That leaves Pedri, who's been playing a lot of minutes and must be managed carefully, as he's the engine of Flick's midfield. Frenkie de Jong has been playing well, true, but losing another midfielder makes things complicated for Flick. Everything points to Hansi Flick turning to Eric Garcia to fill in at midfield, pushing Pedri into a more creative number 10 role. Dani Olmo will return to Barcelona for further medical tests, but it's highly likely he'll miss the game against Girona. His absence comes at a delicate moment, with the team struggling for consistency and still dealing with several injuries. Flick now faces a tough decision. Should he risk rushing Olmo back or rely on younger players to step up? Either way, every mistake could cost points. And the pressure on Flick is mounting fast. Barcelona's injury crisis has already hit double digits this year, and it's only October. Fans are beginning to wonder, is this just bad luck? Or is there a disconnect with the Spanish national team's medical staff? According to Sport, after the loss to Sevilla, Hansi Flick called an urgent meeting with Barcelona's physical department. Concerned about the team's lack of intensity, the coach demanded explanations for the low performance. Data presented showed that the players are far below the expected physical levels at this stage of the season. Barcelona reduced the training load after early signs of fatigue appeared among the squad. While the move aimed to prevent injuries, it also affected the team's physical endurance. Hansi Flick and his staff are now trying to identify the problem and restore the squad's peak condition, as the current fatigue levels threaten their performance plans. A key factor behind this drop is the team's relentless schedule, which includes 7 matches in just 21 days. Injuries have forced Flick to stick with the same group of players, leaving little room for rotation. This has caused physical wear and reduced recovery time, which in turn has impacted both performance and intensity. Pedri's situation encapsulates the broader issue. While his football intelligence and creativity are unquestionable, his physical data paints a worrying picture. He's operating below last season's benchmarks, evident in his pressing, recoveries and ball accuracy. Flick believes the squad's current fitness level is what they would normally reach by the end of November, not the beginning of October. The coaching staff is now investigating every detail from training methods to recovery routines to find quick solutions. For Flick, restoring the team's physical strength is non-negotiable, because without it, Barcelona risks losing their competitive edge during the crucial months ahead. Barcelona will also be monitoring the situation closely, especially considering how Spain managed Lamin's injury during the last international break. Olmo has become a regular starter for the Catalans in recent matches due to Fermin Lopez's absence, and losing him would also pose a significant concern for Hansi Flick and his staff. Although Fermin is expected to be available soon after the international break, having been out for 3 weeks, the attacking midfielder will need time to regain rhythm. Not having Olmo available during this period, especially given the packed schedule, will raise concerns at Barcelona despite the Spaniards' poor performance so far this season. Now feel free to share your thoughts.